I have a very important announcement to make. I am writing a movie. It is called All I'm Good For. I will be posting a video about it very soon, what it's about, who's involved, and how you can help make this dream come true. But yeah, I talk about love on the internet and now I want to make a movie about it. In the meantime, please follow the Instagram All I'm Good For Film, and yeah, I can't wait to bring you along on this crazy journey that will be my first feature film. Hello, my dears. So today I actually went to a coffee tasting, and I don't usually drink coffee, but I found so many relations between love and the brewing of coffee that I just had to share it with y'all. The event that I went to was actually called Alcove. So, according to my notes, when drinking the coffee right as it was brewed, it's very hot. A hot cup of coffee usually leads to a flat taste. And I just found that sentiment alone very resonant because I thought about love. With a love that is so hot, it had just been brewed out of the pot, it is going to taste flat. Not saying that it isn't an exciting taste. Sure, it is probably the most intense, rich, and fulfilling taste that you have experienced in a very long time. But as you let it simmer, that is when the weaker and subtle notes shine. The term weaker has such a negative connotation, but I think that it's the weaker things that I find a lot of comfort in. We can use the cliche term of it's the little things that count, but in my perspective, I see it as it is the gentle things that count. I don't think the question is how sustainable can we keep this fiery love as hot as it is at its peak. I think the real question is how sustainable can we keep this at a temperature that we both enjoy? Can it cool down when life is catching up with us? And when it is cooled down, do I still like the taste of it? I'm speaking very abstractly. Let me try to think of an example. With all dates, there are going to be ups and downs, not necessarily saying positives and negatives, but more so saying there will be moments of high momentum and then moments of slowing down and just existing with each other. So when we are slowing down on activity and conversation, and the subtle tones of who we are start to make an appearance, do I like the flavor profile of who we are in this realm of the date as well? Am I able to find balance between when we are having the utmost fun and when we are having the utmost relaxation? There's something really beautiful about us being given this glass cup. We smelled it while it was steaming hot, we took a sip, and yep, there we go. There's that explosive taste. But just waiting about a couple more minutes and smelling it once more, it was as if an entirely different cup had been switched out right in front of me. But that's not true. I thought there was just something extremely poetic about having received the same cup with the same coffee, and within the span of minutes, I was able to feel an entirely different opinion about it, an entirely different emotion with it. It really did teach me about patience. Relating it back to love, what is the equivalence of sitting by a cup of coffee and having the notes change right in front of me, but in the perspective of being in love or finding it? And I thought about in my last loves of where I experienced very intense and fulfilling loves, but the coffee brewer's right. It was way too hot, but I engulfed the entire cup and I didn't allow for it to calm down. I didn't allow for my system to interact with it because I got greedy. I got greedy with my love, and I didn't allow for the love to increase in its longevity because I had digested the whole thing already. The next time I am experiencing a very intense, hot temperatured love, I can think about the alternate and inevitable reality that it will cool down in temperature and it will be an entirely different love. That isn't something that I should be scared of. If anything, that is something that I should be looking forward towards, because that is a good sign that we are jumping through the rounds and the hoops of extending this connection. There was also a very interesting aspect of the tasting of where we had to smell the coffee before tasting it, and we were read some excerpts by psychology writers that smells actually trigger a lot of memories that we have, and this attribute within the tasting really confirmed my belief of why I really need to meet my next love in person, because I want to use all of my 5 senses in order to discern if we are fit for each other. I feel like we have been so emphasized to use our sight for our advantage, to use our sight to discern our attraction for people, our admiration of who they are as creators or artists. Sure, we use our ears whenever it is paired with some sort of trending audio, but what about our smell? What about our touch? What kind of taste do you leave in my mouth after I had a conversation with you? I think that these senses are out of practice due to the digital age that we are in. And this coffee tasting really did spark up this practice of, wow, I have truly forgotten that I am allowed to use scent to my advantage. To my intuitive advantage. Yeah, you know what, guys? It's fun. It's fun to use our senses, and I think it's such an explorative way to find love through them as well. Like, I'm at the point where physical attraction doesn't cut it for me anymore. I want to be able to not just feel butterflies and be able to have a fun time looking at you, but I also want to be able to walk around and get a smell of something that reminds me of you. I think I have just been so attached to my digital screen that I forgot that my own body is also a physical diary of not only who I am, but who I connect myself with. I guess today I realized that I want to write more diary entries with my senses, and I can only see that growing my intuition in the realm of finding my next love. Yes, I want to be in tune with my heart, but what if I can be in tune with my heart and my body at the same time? Anyways, hopefully this conversation made some sort of sense to somebody. One more thing. So there were like these little bookmarks talking about different processes of coffee brewing, and I thought that the anaerobic process was very interesting in terms of how we love. The anaerobic process is a fermentation method where cherries or depulped seeds are placed in a sealed, oxygen-free environment. I thought the term oxygen-free was very interesting because I feel like when I have engulfed an entire love within one sitting before I let it really simmer down and cool down, it felt like it was done in an oxygen-free environment. It felt like I had no space to actually take a breath and breathe when I engulfed the entire cup. And I asked the coffee brewer, why an oxygen-free environment? It just breaks down the sugars a lot faster. It is a speeding process, and it also keeps bacteria from coming in and contaminating the coffee. And I thought that was so interesting. What an isolated experience. And I'm sure we've all felt it of when we are falling in love, they are the only thing on our mind. They are the only thing going on in our lives, and it's as if the whole world, our entire being and every thought revolves around our love. And I found the anaerobic process similar to that concept of where we place ourselves in a oxygen-free environment and we suffocate together with it. It does make a much more intense feeling, but how about we contaminate it a little bit? How about we open the jar and let the rest of life filter in a little bit? The idea of a contaminated love sounds disgusting, but it is the reality of life. If you're going to be my partner, we are going to have to understand how to balance our love as well as everything else that goes around outside of us. I don't want to love you with the absence of oxygen. I want to know that I can love you with everything in the air. I want to know that we will be able to survive through it and together. I think I have yapped enough about coffee and love. Sorry if this video was a little bit all over the place. I'm quite caffeinated. But I hope that you had a good time and I hope this made sense for somebody. Also, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be doing an event with Alcove soon. So if you're in New York and you want to have a conversation, then maybe we should meet up. Thank you so much, my dears, and I wish you a pack of new socks as well as no blurry vision for the rest of your life. Thank you so much, my romantics, and I will see you next week. Please stay tuned.